the Kings. The game was tied in the closing seconds when Gordon Hayward hit the game winner. Boston is now a very impressive 10-2 when Kyrie doesn't play this season, including 7 straight. We're joined once again by Steven Jackson. Steven, why do the Celtics keep winning without Kyrie?
They're definitely a great regular season team without him. Guys that don't normally get shots get more shots. The guys that are not aggressive get to be more aggressive. And 9 times out of 10, when you're playing against a team when their star players out, the opposing team normally gets going and plays well. Well, it's the opposite for Boston. I think everybody, when Kyrie's out, everybody feels more confident, feel like they can be the guy that night. But let me say this. They're a great regular season team without him. Playoff time, no Kyrie, no go. They need Kyrie. Just the same reason LeBron wouldn't have a championship in Cleveland if it wasn't for Kyrie. Boston would not go far without Kyrie. They need him. He's their closer. He's one of the best closers in the league. I love this team, but not going forward without Kyrie.
I mean, obviously they got to Game 7 of the conference final without him, but you just knew what was going to happen. They weren't going to win Game 7.
Yes.
I believe they play. Look, they're not a better team without Kyrie. They play more as a team.
Yes.
Kyrie needs the ball to be, and he's done a great job this year of sharing the ball, getting more people involved, because I gave the stat that in the previous 7 years, he had like 30 games with 10 assists. This year alone, he's at 13. So it just goes to show you, Skip, he's doing more of trying to get people involved. And because Brad Stevens' system is predicated on ball movement, Kyrie's going to have to dance with the ball. Kyrie, this is not Golden State's offense with Kyrie in it. Because now you take Kyrie out of it, you're going to see ball, boom, 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 boom. And as Stacks was saying, guys become more aggressive. Like, oh, yeah, no Kyrie, I ain't got to worry about it. I can do my thing. I can shine a little bit. Guys get to play like, oh, now we get to play like the second half when Kyrie was out last year. And in the playoffs, we get to be that guy. Kyrie comes back, you know Kyrie need the ball. And Kyrie gonna dance with the ball. And again, like to echo what you said, Stack, come playoff time, that's when you need your superstar because those are the guys that can close the shop. I don't believe these, especially this year, because Milwaukee's for real.
For real.
Toronto is not going anywhere, and Philly's struggling right now. But when they get that big 7'1", 7'2", 300-pound guy back in the middle, you got heck on your hands. So you're gonna need Kyrie. Beating Sacramento on a Wednesday night, great accomplishment. Woo, we look good with that.
You know what? I watched a lot. It was because Sacramento was playing at a high level. That was impressive, back-to-back to win that game.
And a lot of these, you know what a lot of these guys, you know what a lot of these guys say? Man, we don't need no stinking Kyrie.
You got that right.
Okay. Come playoff
Once
time.
again, the guy who'd been a non-factor all year, Gordon Hayward, making all that money, he fouls Buddy Hield at the end and gives him 3 free throws, which he goes boom, 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 and makes. And then he goes to the other end and makes the game-winning. Gordon Hayward made the game-winning shot along the base. It was a hard shot, too, because it's falling away on the
Coming off a 30-point game against the Warriors.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So now we got dueling dissension on opposite coasts in Golden State and in Boston. We've got Chris Haynes reporting that the word is in Golden State that Kevin Durant has 1 foot out the door. And obviously that's got a place, that's a factor in why they're slipping a little bit.
And he wears a size 17, so it's a big foot.
Yeah, and it's glaring.
Hard to miss.
Yeah.
Hard to miss.
Okay, and it feels like Kyrie's got 1 foot out the Boston door, and so they're up and down, mostly down. And then when he's gone, they look like they're up. And they took advantage, again, and we both agreed on this, it was more about Golden State, not about Boston, when Boston went into Golden State and just wiped them out and embarrassed them at home.
Yes.
And Steve Kerr is saying we jogged back on defense all night long, and you can't jog in this league. And then after the game, Steve Kerr and Kevin Durant are going back and forth about what was exactly wrong, because Steve Kerr said, I needed more anger. You know, that was one of the words, passion and anger. Yeah. And Kevin saying, well, what about joy? I thought we were supposed to play with joy.
Yeah.
Now we sense of urgency. It means sense of urgency.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all it means.
Okay. So with Kyrie, it's interesting to me that it looks like to me that he has made peace with the fact he is not, and I know you know all these guys, and so look, I love Kyrie. I'm his biggest fan on this show because he is the best closer in basketball. But it's interesting to me, if he is out the door and they finish ingloriously in the playoffs for whatever reason, with or without him, if it doesn't go far and it ends badly, it doesn't look good for Kyrie. He got what he wanted. He wanted out from under LeBron. He wanted his own team. And he just didn't get some team. He got one of the cornerstone franchises of this league. He got the hallowed Celtics tradition. I mean, you can't ask for much better to go from out from under LeBron to Boston.
He went to the team that you guys beat the previous year in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right.
It doesn't get any better than
No.
that. Right. And you think about, you went to that team with all this, with the Tatums and the Jaylen Browns and the Marcus Smart. So it wasn't like the cover was bare. They had to give up everything to get you.
They did.
They basically gave up pieces they didn't want anyway.
That is correct. And so now, if Kyrie leaves, it's going to look like he failed in Boston, right? Well, it won't look like it. He just did. Right? Am I right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to look terrible on his resume that he couldn't lift Boston as the alpha, as the leader, as the man in Boston.
Which he wanted so desperately to be.
He wanted so desperately to be.
So can we start with this notion? I mean, Gordon Hayward is making $32 million.
Yeah.
And we up here, we throwing him a ticker tape parade for hitting the game winner. And when she scored, how many points did Gordon Hayward?
Gordon Hayward.
No.
12 points.
Yeah.
He scored 12 points, making $32 million.
No.
He scored 30 the other night.
No, and again, understand, he made the gaffe of the night.
Yes.
He messed up, man. He fouled a three-point shooter when they couldn't they couldn't withstand that, and he made all 3 free throws.
But that's good. Let Gordon Hayward make the mistakes. Let him make the game winners. Let him get points now, because you're going to need him come playoff time. You're going to need him.
I mean, but you know that Gordon Hayward did have 25 points in the previous 5 games after the All-Star break.
Yes.
So we make it seem like Gordon Hayward just like lighting folks up.
He's not lighting folks up.
No.
But you know, a game like he had in Golden State, where the whole team played well and he led the team in scoring, that can get a guy going. And add another guy like that to your team, if Kyrie in or out, that'll help your team.
Well, we won't know what Gordon Hayward really about till next year when Kyrie ain't there.
Right.
Well, he won't be about much. Because I said before, seriously, he won't. He is not that guy. I kept saying, what causes hysteria over Gordon Hayward? Why are people bidding against each other for that guy?
I'll put it like this. I don't see him having the transformation that Paul George had after a very similar injury.
He's not a number one guy to me. He's not a number one guy. Paul George is a number one guy before the injury and after injury.
Oh, Skip, that's what Skip said. Skip called him George Paul.
Well, I did for the long, when he was the.
He called you LaShannon.
Yeah.
Well, but he was the fake LeBron. He was the LeBron wannabe. Am I right?
No, he wasn't.
He just genuflected to LeBron. He just got down on his knees
and now
and
he's
said,
just hitting game winners because prior to this year, Stack, you'd stop playing now. You know the only game winning shots he hit were in that great Gatorade commercial.
Yeah.
Okay, now he got like 3 or 4 of them this year. He's cooking for them.
And then he hurt his shoulder and he was out, and then he lost his flow.
There's not too many guys his size, 6'8", 6'9", with all that in his bag. He got a lot in his bag.
Oh, yeah.
George got a lot in his bag, Skip.
But I love the way he playing on both ends. Remind me of a
That's
guy.
what I love about it. That's what I love about it.
A guy I used to know that used to do that. Lock him down.
I know a
Sit in
guy
that
who
chair.
used to do that.
Sit in that chair at 6'9".
5 years ago.
And drop 40 on
I
him.
know. He used to do that, and then he got tired.
Guys like that, you never have to question their love for the game.
Yeah, you don't got to question it. That guy I know averaged a triple-double in the finals.
So speaking of love for
In the
game.
finals.
Speaking of love for game, I once again, I can't believe I'm saying this, I agreed with Charles Barkley's assessment of Kyrie, and I love Kyrie, but he called him, he must be a miserable human being because he gets miserable in a situation that shouldn't be miserable. Like,
how you gonna get miserable for a situation you asked for?
Yeah, I
you want to say, I want to go to a team with a coach, I can be coach and develop my game and lead a team. You got everything you asked for.
Life is good, and he's making problems.
Don't worry about it, Uncle. I know you did.
But he did come out and admit to LeBron that everything you was trying to teach me in Cleveland, I get it now, trying to be a leader. So he admits he's messed up and he's dealing with stuff that he wasn't ready for. He admitted that.
All the things that my grandparents used to try to tell me.
Experience is the best teacher. Experience is the best teacher.
All right, and next up for the Celtics, a trip to see us, Staples, Saturday.
I ain't watching. I got something to do.
You're not going?
No, I got something to do.
Really?
Things have changed so
But I ain't
quickly.
watching that. You see, I know you want me to watch it. Watch LeBron get paid. Kyrie just showed it.
Oh, you're not going to watch. Okay, well, that's interesting
LeBron might go
because
for 40.
Not in the 25 minutes.
And you know what? Alex Caruso might have 15 assists.
It's whatever.
And you know,
How many minutes do you
everybody's waiting to see what they do before the game. Kyrie and LeBron, how they greet.
They're going to be
Everybody
talking.
went for all
They're
that.
going to be talking.
What did you say he's going to play 20? That's what we're going to talk about next.
30,
Will
31.
LeBron mail it in for the rest of the year? We'll discuss next.
I would.